Oh, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another Nintendo Switch discussion video. So this one is going to be focused on the Nintendo Switch and the first 6 to 8 months. Waifu status Emily Rogers basically said the first 6 to 8 months of the Nintendo Switch's lifespan will pretty much destroy the first year of the Wii U's lineup. And that being said, that's not hard to do considering that Nintendo didn't have a ton of games in the first year and a half. I mean, we had some good stuff like Pikmin, we had Super Mario 3D World, we had The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, we had a few good games in there, but it didn't pick up until pretty much the last half of 2014 with Super Smash Bros., Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, and more. So with her saying that the first 6 to 8 months, from what she's hearing, will pretty much destroy the first year and a half, I think it's pretty much key. And before Emily Rogers even said that, I feel that yes, the first 6 to 8 months, the first half year or so of a console launch is so crucial. The games that come out is so critical. I mean, Nintendo for the past couple generations have just been playing it really kind of lazy at launch and going past that. If we look at what the Nintendo 3DS was doing at launch, pretty lazy. Months throughout, pretty lazy. They did not have enough content. It wasn't until the very end of the year, the price drop and all the games that came out, to where you actually saw that positive growth and momentum. Nintendo needs to avoid that type of start at all costs. You look at the Wii U, once again, pretty okay launch just because there's a lot of hardcore Nintendo fans that went out there and bought it, but then after launch, no games. It wasn't until March till we got Lego City, and even then, those aren't the biggest profile games that you really want to sustain momentum. I think out of anybody who's talking about this stuff, Nintendo knows this best. That's why I feel they're going to have quite a number of games, just like Emily Rogers is saying here. Tatsumi Kimishima even said that himself when he talked about how people want to have games at launch, they want to have games spring, they want to have games summer, and it needs to be a constant pace. Nintendo's release lineup has been really sporadic at times, and there hasn't been enough consistency. I think with the Nintendo Switch, what they're going to do is make sure that there's at least one big game, minimum of one big game and one big to mid-sized third-party game every single month from launch pretty much through the year. I think that has to be the expectation going off of what happened with the Wii U and even with the 3DS at launch. I think Nintendo's really going to work with their software partners such as Ubisoft, all the Japanese companies, Koei Tecmo, all of them, to make sure that there's at least one big third-party game or mid-sized game, and then there's one big first-party game pretty much through the whole year, because I think that's the only way, considering right now third-party support looks to be okay based on how many developers have came out and supported it, but still is going to be something shaky. I don't think it's going to be like third-party support is going to be guaranteed, you can bank on it getting every single third-party game. That's just probably not going to happen. In fact, it's not going to happen. So I think Nintendo's really going to have to work hard to make sure that they have that lineup set in stone, and it has to be variety, guys. I think that's the biggest thing. Like with the Wii U did have games coming out like 2013, but a lot of the games that were like filler games, they were stuff like Wii Party U, Wii Sports Club, Game & Wario. Those are not the type of games that move systems. Those are not the type of games that people get excited about to play. They're filler games, and nobody really is going to buy a Wii U to play those type of games. Nintendo has to have a bigger impact in their in-between or off months. They need to make sure that they have all of those titles readily available, and I think they've been getting ready for that. But the whole thing is this, guys, with them kind of somewhat putting together their console and mobile development, that does free up quite a bit of developers in order for Nintendo to have the type of content makers to get that stuff out. All they need to do at this point is execute. Nintendo has been pretty bad at times when it comes to sticking to release dates. We still have some question in the air about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, if that's even going to make launch at this point. But we have seen a lot of positive signs that Nintendo's going to have a pretty stacked launch lineup based on what Nintendo showed off in just that reveal trailer. I think there's going to be a nice mix of third-party games and first-party games, and I'm really interested to see what some developers do when it comes to Japanese support, because yes, Western support is very important. Yes, Nintendo needs to recapture some of that market, but at the same time, the Nintendo 3DS was powered by Japanese games, and look at what they did. So if they can get that type of support in addition to their own, I think Nintendo's going to be fine, even if the Western support does drop off quite a bit from EA and Take-Two and Ubisoft and some of the developers who have already confirmed support, which we don't know what's going to happen going forward in the future as far as the sales go. At least Nintendo knows that they can have that Japanese support as long as they continue to sell a decent clip of consoles. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more discussion videos like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Peace.